of an absolute stalemate of the civil war in Sierra Leone. Both armies exhausted, the Sierra Leonese army supported by the Nigerians and the rebel forces. Islamic and Christian women of faith went into the bush, secured 50 children captured by the rebels. They then brought those captured children to President Kaba. And that, in a certain way, capacitated the president to enter into concrete dialogue with the rebel forces, and a series of steps led directly to peace treaties in Lomé, Togo. So I have seen personally the simply invaluable, nobody else could have done that. Only the women of faith could have walked together into the bush, unarmed, and secure the release of child captives. And so I've seen this in dramatic ways or in less dramatic ways, but effective ways in all the conflict areas where religions have been cooperating together. So I think it's just worth noting, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Bindley. Dr. Muhammad Majid Muhammad Ahmed.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سؤال دكتور بندلي عن العلاقة بين حرية التعبير وحرية الفكر، ومن ناحية أخرى الإساءة إلى المقدسات، أو ما هي الحدود الفاصلة بين هذه الحرية أو اللي هي حرية التعبير والفكر والإساءة لعقيدة الآخرين خاصة الرموز. وبضرب لها مثل بالإساءات اللي تمت في الدنمارك وغيرها للنبي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. الحقيقة عايز أعرف إيه الحدود الفاصلة بين أن أنا أعتبر هذه مسألة داخلة في حرية الفكر أو حرية التعبير، ومن ناحية ثانية الإساءة إلى هذه المقدسات. شكرا.
This is the chair intervening. I just see that the question is very legitimate, but outside the scope of our discussion for the day. So individually, I think he will respond. I'm just trying to follow the letter and spirit of but thank you very much. Also, if you would like, I have a proposal for all of you. We have about 25 names, and I don't think any scholar of math will convince us that we have enough time for all of you. So I have a proposal for you. If you speak here, about 40 people will hear you. But if you write down your comment, in case if we do not get to you, hundreds, if not thousands of people will read your comment, because the rapporteur will write your comments and hopefully introduce them to be printed in the report of this discussion. So, and second proposal is if we can limit the comment to 1 minute, this will allow other people to speak. So I'd like to ask Helene Vajonoma from Finland.
Some very general thing. When considering the basic elements of the human solidarity, I would like to come back to the comment of our chairman, Saleh Al-Naimi, of this morning, when he said not to come back to the old stories, old histories. And sometimes I would like to do the same comment as well. And the other thing, this gift of peace, it's a very, very beautiful thing we have to take back, everyone. I would like to have, if there is a possibility, to have some question to pose for this golden role, to go a little bit 2 or 3 words on that, Mr. Wendley. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Abdullah Hussein Hassan from Somal.
يعني في الحقيقة أود أن أقول بإيجاز وباختصار أن التفاهم الأخوي بين الشعوب أمر لا يستغني عنه الناس أينما كانوا. فأنا لا أريد أن أوجه هنا شرحا مطولا وفي نفس الوقت لا أريد يعني أن أتحدث عن موضوع شائك، وإنما لدي سؤال فقط. ما دمت قد وصلت إلى هذا الاجتماع في وقت متأخر، هل بإمكان الإخوة الذين يديرون هذا الاجتماع أن أكتب بحثا موجزا أو سؤالا فقط حول خصوصيات حوار الأديان، وأعني الحوار الدائر هنا، لأن السؤال الذي أوجهه في الحقيقة سؤال مهم جدا وله معان كثيرة، فأكتفي بهذا ولكم الشكر الجزيل.
Thank you very much. You can write to the organizers. I'm sure they will be happy to hear from you. Professor Hans Kocher from Austria.
I just would like to draw your attention to the big problem we are facing in all those debates about solidarity in responses to war, and that is our topic here, namely the gap between idea and reality. It is easy to agree on principles, namely that we should be against war, that we should be in favor of good and should oppose evil. Everyone will agree from every religion. But such an agreement is empty, and it will not help us in any way. We have to operationalize the definitions. We have to demonstrate how those principles are applied in concrete situations. If we evade that, we are not credible. And this brings me to the practical proposal. First of all, conflict situations are going on. There are many wars which oppose the Muslim side to Christian side, Jewish side, and so on. Unless the leaders of the monotheistic religions make clear in each and every instance, whether this is Iraq or Somalia or Afghanistan or Gaza, unless the leaders of all the monotheistic religions make clear in what respect those wars violate the basic tenets of morality, of the moral teachings of those religions, they are not to be taken seriously. As long as many of those leaders, and I have no time to give you the details, as long as many of those leaders hide behind the politicians of their countries and effectively endorse the injustices and brutalities, I'm worried their moral legitimacy will be eroded. And I cannot give the details, which would be quite complex. But that brings me to a specific proposal, and with that I will conclude. Should one not consider, of course it may be very difficult to manage, but should one not consider setting up a kind of interreligious or interconfessional monitoring committee at a global level that deals with all those intricate and very complicated conflict situations in which many people are not even able to make a rational judgment? Should such a committee not be set up? A committee consisting of courageous leaders from all the three communities, making clear and unambiguous statements, whether it is about Gaza, Afghanistan, and so on. If this is not possible, should that prove to be impossible, I have great doubts myself about the possibility of interreligious dialogue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Clear proposal, and I don't think many people will disagree with you. The importance of religious leaders to step up to the plate and speak up against those who violate the tenets of their faiths. We will conclude by asking Mr. Saleh Habib, the Mufti of Rwanda. And I would like to apologize for all of those who have submitted their names to speak or comment on this very important subject. But as I said earlier, please write down. More people will hear you if you write it down. Thank you.
Jazakallah khair, Mr. Moderator. As you have heard, I come from the war zone, the Great Lakes region. Here, I'm just starting from the point of my brother Hans, where he said interconfessional monitoring committee. Because if you see or you consider the sacrifice offered by Muslims today in the last, say, 15 years, I'm in touch with Dr. Vandali for the last 10 years now. He calls us a large family of interfaith. But today, I would like to know what will be the contribution of our faith-based organizations, non-Muslim faith-based organizations, because the best practices which we see, for instance, in Rwanda, where people were taught that a mosque and a house of a Muslim is full of devil. So do not enter the mosque, do not enter the house of a Muslim, and do not read the Quran, because otherwise you'll go mad. As a result, in genocide, people who flew into the mosques and Muslim homes, they were well protected. The recent history of Kenya, after elections, unfortunately, again, the same situation took place. Those who went into the Muslim homes are still alive. And those who went into the churches, unfortunately, again, were killed in the churches. But yet, nobody is ready to tell untold stories of good practices of Muslims in those regions. So it is about time today, in fact, from Doha, to say that the monitoring, interconfessional monitoring committee, to speak loud, not only letters, as my brother Vandri does all the time. He keeps writing and writing and writing. But now we move from writing into the workshops, praying together. When somebody in Gaza is being killed, don't say just is a Muslim. Just come out and make sure that at least you pay. Because for me, the experience we have in the Lex region is so bad, really. It's very bad. You don't really see the sacrifice of Muslims in that region, and you don't see appreciation from non-Muslims of our region and globally. Nobody speaks about Muslim sufferings in those regions and their contribution towards peace. So for me, I say, ending here, I say, Osama is one of us, but he is not all of us. He's a tiny minority in a Muslim community. Likewise, McVeigh is one of American people like Vandley, but it's not all of them. So we need really to understand that Muslims also do suffer, and we need to speak about the Muslim suffering.
Thank you very much. Before we conclude, I think it is very important to recognize and acknowledge where we are. We are in a country where the leadership has taken pioneering steps in bringing warring parties together to resolve conflicts through negotiations, peace talks. And this country has put a mark on history and global politics, despite the size of this country. The wisdom of the leadership, the courage, the vision has led it to where it is now. A respected small state that has great influence on the world politics. And would like also to thank the Doha International Center for Dialogue for allowing us the opportunity to come and interact, share our experiences and learn from each other. Finally, I would like to thank very much our panelists for their presentations, for their patience, and for all of you to endure me as your chair. Thank you.
يمكن نص دقيقة أثارت الوثائق التي عرضها الدكتور التازي اهتمامي واهتمام الحاضرين، خاصة الوثيقة الثالثة التي يوصي فيها الملك المغربي في العصور الوسيطة بتحريم سجن النساء والأطفال والمسنين ومنع وصول الطعام للجائعين. حاليا وبعد قرون من هذه الوثيقة تقوم إسرائيل بسجن الأطفال والنساء والمسنين وتضرب حصارا شديدا على غزة تمنع بموجبه وصول المواد الغذائية والأدوية والوقود، مما أدى إلى وفاة المئات وإصابة نسبة 40% من الأطفال بأمراض سوء التغذية. لذلك أطلب من الأخ رئيس الجلسة بإدراج ما جاء في هذه الوثيقة في توصيات المؤتمر وإرسال نسخة إلى الأمم المتحدة لتسن القوانين لتجريم إسرائيل، لأن هذه جرائم حرب وجرائم ضد الإنسانية. وشكرا.
Thank you for your suggestion. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next sessions.